Welcome to our channel. Listen to short audiobooks every day and improve yourself.
Keith Ferrazzi, Never Lead Alone. 10 Shifts from Leadership to Teamship. You already know that leadership is transforming. The current business landscape isn't what it used to be. The pace of change, the complexity of challenges, the sheer volume of decisions, it's more than any leader could manage single-handedly. It doesn't matter how competent you are, there's a simple truth that applies to all. You cannot lead alone. That's why truly exceptional organizations have moved beyond the hero leader model to embrace a new way of working. They've transformed leadership into teamship, where shared wisdom drives decisions, collective intelligence solves problems, and the power of true collaboration unlocks unprecedented possibilities. This explores 10 vital shifts from traditional leadership toward modern teamship. In it, you'll discover how to tap into the full potential of your people and create an organization that thrives in this rapid-fire world. From solo act to team effort. The business world has outgrown traditional leadership. Today's pace of change, market complexity, and sheer volume of decisions have exceeded what any individual leader can handle alone. The evidence appears everywhere, from startups pivoting rapidly to meet market demands, to global corporations navigating geopolitical challenges, to nonprofits solving complex social issues. The path forward requires a fundamental transformation from individual leadership to true team collaboration. This evolution represents far more than a trendy management philosophy. Organizations that embrace teamship consistently outperform their peers, showing higher innovation rates, better employee engagement, and more resilient operations. They develop a collective intelligence that far surpasses what any individual leader could achieve alone. The rewards extend beyond better business results too. Teams report more creative solutions, stronger commitment, and greater ability to navigate complex challenges. The journey from traditional leadership to teamship involves 10 essential shifts in how you think and operate. These shifts build upon each other. Together, they constitute a transformational journey, not just a simple checklist. Each shift requires practice, patience, and the courage to let go of old habits that no longer serve you or your organization. This was true for Nina Tanaka, a senior executive who used to pride herself on having all the answers. She would arrive early each morning, meticulously plan the day's priorities, and issue clear directives to her team. Her leadership style had worked well for years, until her organization faced a major market disruption that required rapid innovation across multiple product lines. Nina discovered that, despite her experience and insight, she simply couldn't process the information or make decisions fast enough. Or consider the case of Jamal Rodriguez. He transformed his struggling manufacturing division by moving from giving orders to orchestrating team collaboration. Instead of pushing his own solutions, he created systems for his team to share their insights, challenge assumptions, and make decisions collectively. Within 6 months, his division had reduced costs by 20% and launched 2 innovative product lines. Your journey toward teamship starts with recognizing that today's challenges demand more than individual brilliance. They require the coordinated efforts of diverse minds working in genuine collaboration. The 10 shifts ahead will show you how to unlock this potential in your own organization, creating a foundation for sustainable success in our rapidly evolving world. The essential mind shifts. Traditional leadership thinking focuses on individual expertise, personal decision-making, and top-down direction. Modern teamship inverts these assumptions, recognizing that collective wisdom consistently outperforms individual judgment, no matter how experienced the leader. This first mental shift necessary to embrace this change is practicing radical humility. You must actively acknowledge that your perspective, no matter how well informed, represents just one view of complex challenges. True collaboration emerges when you move from being the source of solutions to becoming the architect of collective problem solving. This means creating environments where diverse viewpoints flourish and constructive disagreement becomes a tool for better outcomes. Another crucial shift involves moving from periodic team interaction to continuous collaboration. Sofia Morales demonstrated this transformation at her technology startup. Instead of holding traditional weekly status meetings, she established fluid working sessions where team members could freely share emerging challenges and opportunities. She created digital spaces for ongoing dialogue and encouraged spontaneous problem-solving conversations. The result was faster innovation and more creative solutions than her previous approach of gathering input only at scheduled intervals. The third essential mindset shift focuses on redefining what constitutes valuable input. In traditional leadership, contributions typically flow from those with formal authority or expertise. In teams, insight can come from anywhere. Zain Abdullah, a manufacturing supervisor, revolutionized his plant's safety protocols by actively seeking input from frontline workers who had never previously been consulted on policy decisions. Their practical insights led to safety improvements that no management expert had even considered. Transforming your leadership mindset also means embracing transparency and vulnerability. When you openly share challenges, admit uncertainties, and invite others into your decision-making process, you create psychological safety that encourages genuine collaboration. This openness signals trust in your team's collective capability and creates space for others to be equally candid about their challenges and ideas. To successfully transform your mindset, you must practice consistently. Start by identifying one decision today where you can actively seek diverse perspectives before moving forward. Create opportunities for team members to challenge your thinking and explicitly celebrate moments when collective wisdom produces better outcomes than individual judgment. 3 shifts in behavior. Once you've begun shifting your mindset, specific behavioral changes will accelerate your journey toward true team leadership. These practical shifts in how you operate day to day transform abstract principles into tangible results. Moving from traditional leadership to team efforts requires new habits, new practices, and new ways of engaging with your colleagues. The first key behavioral shift involves transforming how you run meetings and collaborative sessions. Rather than simply gathering input or sharing updates, you must create genuine spaces for co-creation. Amara Okafor demonstrated this when she revamped her product development team's approach. Instead of leading traditional brainstorming sessions, she implemented structured collaboration processes where every team member actively contributed to solution development. Her team began using digital whiteboards for real-time ideation and established clear protocols for building on each other's insights. Another critical behavior change focuses on how you handle decision-making. Traditional leadership often bottles up decisions at the top, creating delays and missed opportunities. True collaboration distributes decision-making authority while maintaining clear accountability. Marcus Chen exemplified this when he established decision circles in his marketing department. He created clear guidelines about which decisions could be made at what level, then trusted his teams to act within those parameters. The result was faster execution and more innovative campaigns than his department had ever produced. The third essential behavioral shift involves how you give and receive feedback. Teams require moving from periodic, individual performance reviews to continuous, multi-directional feedback. This means actively seeking input about your own leadership while creating safe channels for team members to share honest perspectives with each other. Start by scheduling regular 15-minute feedback sessions where you ask specific questions about how you could better support collaboration. Successful behavioral transformation also requires changing how you celebrate success. Instead of recognizing individual achievements, focus on highlighting collaborative wins and team accomplishments. When you spot effective collaboration in action, call it out specifically. Describe exactly what worked well and how it exemplifies the approach you're working to cultivate. Building a culture of mutual celebration means moving beyond traditional top-down recognition to encourage peer-to-peer appreciation. When Elena Torres implemented this shift in her engineering team, she created informal weekly sessions where team members shared stories of how their colleagues had supported their success. This practice evolved naturally into mutual coaching, where team members began offering constructive suggestions alongside their appreciation. The result was a more supportive environment where everyone felt responsible for each other's growth. Start small by dedicating 5 minutes in team meetings for members to recognize their peers' contributions. Then watch how this practice naturally expands into deeper collaborative relationships. Begin implementing these behavioral shifts gradually, but be consistent. Choose one collaborative practice to focus on each week, and pay attention to what works best with your team's culture to adapt accordingly. Remember that sustainable behavior change comes from small, persistent adjustments instead of dramatic overhauls. The key cultural shifts. The final phase of transformation from traditional leadership to team collaboration involves reshaping organizational culture. While changes in mindset and behavior start with individual leaders, lasting success requires an environment where collaborative leadership becomes the natural way of working. This cultural evolution touches everything from how teams communicate to how they measure success. At the heart of team culture lies a shift in how power flows through the organization. Traditional hierarchies shift to networks of influence and collaboration. Maya Santos demonstrated this transformation when she took over a struggling software division. Instead of reinforcing traditional reporting lines, she created cross-functional pods where engineers, designers, and product managers shared equal voice and direction setting. She established new metrics that measured collaborative success rather than individual output. Within a year, her division's employee engagement scores doubled and product innovation accelerated. Another vital cultural shift involves transforming how organizations handle conflict and disagreement. In team cultures, productive tension becomes a valuable tool for better outcomes. Amir Hassan implemented this shift in his consulting practice by introducing structured debates into project planning. He created formal roles for team members to challenge assumptions and explore alternative approaches. The result was more robust solutions and stronger buy-in from all stakeholders. Creating team culture also means evolving how information flows through your organization. Traditional workplaces often restrict information access, creating silos and bottlenecks. Teams require radical transparency and active knowledge sharing. To start this shift, audit your current communication practices. Identify where information gets stuck and create new channels for cross-team collaboration. The most successful cultural transformations start with small, meaningful changes that demonstrate commitment to new ways of working. And consider establishing regular cross-training sessions where team members teach each other their specialized skills. Mentorship circles help leadership flow in multiple directions, with junior team members sharing digital expertise while learning strategic thinking from more experienced colleagues. Remember that cultural change requires patience and persistence. Identify early adopters who naturally gravitate toward collaborative approaches. Support them in modeling new ways of working and celebrate their successes publicly. Pay special attention to removing barriers that might prevent team members from fully embracing team practices. Your role is creating the conditions where teams can flourish. The slow road. Your journey toward distributed leadership starts with a clear understanding that transformation takes time and consistent effort. The transition requires both careful planning and that you remain flexible enough to adapt as you learn. To begin, select one team or project as your testing ground for new collaborative approaches. This controlled environment allows you to refine your methods before scaling across the organization. Many leaders stumble early on by attempting too much change too quickly. Layla Nasser learned this difficult lesson when transitioning her financial services team toward collaborative leadership. Initially, she introduced too many new processes simultaneously, overwhelming her team and creating strong resistance. She found success by scaling back her efforts to focus on one key shift at a time. Only after one new practice became natural would she introduce another. And watch for common pitfalls as you progress. Some leaders inadvertently undermine teams by reverting to old command and control habits during stress or crisis. Others struggle to maintain momentum after the initial enthusiasm fades. Still others fall into the trap of measuring collaborative success using traditional individual metrics, which can dampen enthusiasm and participation. David Kim avoided these pitfalls in his retail organization by establishing clear indicators of collaborative success and regularly reviewing progress with his team. Bringing others along on the journey requires patience and strategic communication. Identify potential champions of team collaboration at every level of your organization. Create opportunities for early adopters to experience the benefits firsthand. When Raj Patel implemented Teamship practices in his healthcare facility, he began introducing the shift with voluntary pilot programs. Team members who experienced success became natural ambassadors for the approach. Resistance often stems from uncertainty rather than opposition, so create safe spaces for team members to express concerns and experiment with new approaches without negative repercussions. Offer concrete examples of team success in action and celebrate small wins publicly. Consider establishing peer support networks where team members can share challenges and solutions as they adapt to new ways of working. The transition to team leadership ultimately succeeds through consistency and commitment rather than speed. Focus on progress instead of perfection. Document your learning as you go, sharing insights about what works and what needs adjustment. Your openness about the challenges and victories of the journey will inspire others to join you in creating a more collaborative future. The main takeaway of this Never Lead Alone by Keith Ferrazzi is that traditional leadership can no longer handle today's complex business challenges alone. The future belongs to organizations that embrace teamwork, where collective wisdom drives decisions and shared collaboration unlocks potential. This transformation requires fundamental shifts in three areas: mindset, behavior, and feedback. Mindset means embracing humility and continuous collaboration. Behavior means reimagining meetings, decision-making, and feedback. And culture means restructuring power dynamics and information flow. While the journey takes time and persistence, starting with small changes and gradually building momentum creates lasting transformation that elevates both business results and team engagement. Success comes not from commanding from above, but from creating environments where diverse perspectives flourish and teams naturally collaborate to solve complex challenges.